I'm Micah. I wrote a book and self-published it, and it did pretty well on Amazon. Bam, I'll put it right there. I also publish a anthology every year, a horror anthology with a bunch of awesome authors, and it does really well, and it's all for charity. And now I help other people publish books, new authors getting into the self-publishing sphere. I help them do that, and every Friday I get to kick it with my girl and talk about all the awesome things. I like long walks on the beach, and I am 25 years old. Okay. Your turn. Go. We've only got 2 minutes for an intro.
Okay, Chelsea here. I write books. I like to write dark epic fantasy. I show up on a couple of the anthologies Micah has done. Hopefully this year again. Let's just be honest. I have written The Blood of the Lion, The Mark of the Dam, The Dance of Destiny. Now, The Scars of the Wicked is coming out here. I am just hoping that it all works out. So that being said, I've done a few short stories. I have written a dark kids book that is, I'm not sure if it's kids friendly, let's be honest.
Oh, it's great. It's very kids friendly.
Yeah.
Very kids
and I am a coffee addict and will find any way to drink my coffee. And I like music. Goodbye.
Bye. In better news, well, first in dumber news, your cup is way too small.
It's an espresso shot. I literally was like 10 minutes late because I had this dumb task at work that turned into like an hour and 20 minutes of and I'm still not done. I have one little thing left, but it's literally like all the data is missing. And I just looked at it and I was like, I can't.
Right. I don't know what you're doing actual work on recording day. What's that about?
Easy.
Don't do that.
This espresso is an hour old.
And it's real dumb and small.
It's so sad. It's so sad. So I literally hopped on with my hour-old espresso, and here I am.
Yeah, you need to fill that with bourbon. That's what you need to do.
Darn right I do. Well, speaking of, okay, let's take it down to a little alcohol. Have you ever tried banana pudding liquor?
I don't think so. I think I've had a little banana nip. Like from the gas station, you get the real small ones. I think I've had that, but I don't think it was banana pudding.
It is. So there is a brand called Jackson Morgan, and it's a whiskey base. It's a cream whiskey base, and they do different flavors. They'll do pumpkin spice. They'll do brown sugar. They do peaches and cream, and they had this banana pudding that we tried. And bro, I don't think we've seen a bottle go down so fast in this house like nobody's business. Like
really,
it's way too good.
Well, see, and, I don't do, you know me. I just go, I'm straight, clean. Like I just bourbon.
Professional.
But you're right. I'm a professional bourbon drinker. But I will always try. I'll try everything once. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I do speak English, so I know what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'll try everything once. So we maybe when we do our writers retreat, we'll get a few bottles of that. And see where the night leads us.
That would be like a terrifying night for everybody. We're gonna all wake up in like somebody's yard.
Yeah,
like, we're writers.
we're all half naked and just like dancing around a tree.
You know the proposal when Sandra Bullock's like, oh wow.
Yes, exactly. I actually just watched that for the first time.
No.
Because I love Sandra Bullock. I think she was my first crush, maybe.
Yeah.
From Speed. Oh my gosh. So I always watched her. Some of her stuff just seemed a little too cheesy.
Yeah.
But like I kind of went through a Sandra Bullock phase a little while ago. So I rewatched both Miss Congenialities.
Oh,
good. The proposal was the one with Ryan Reynolds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just watched that one recently, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I freaking love that movie. That is like, and I'm right there with you. I don't jump into movies that come across too cheesy or like predictable cliche, where I'm just like, okay, dude, bro, give me a little bit of depth here. So I'm definitely a hard pleaser when it comes to those romance comedies, where I'm just like, okay, whatevs. But that one holds such a special place in my heart. I'm just like. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it is so good. It's just, that one's...
Now, the one that I've not seen that I'm really shocked that I've not seen, because I love both the main actors in it. Is it The Lake House? It's her and Keanu Reeves.
I mean, I think it could be the lake house. I
Yeah.
mean,
Anyway, her and Keanu Reeves are in one, and I'm like, why haven't I seen that? I love both of them.
I haven't
Yeah.
even
So
what?
I need to see that one. Yeah.
Last night we that's so funny we're talking about movies because last night we literally like for an hour and 15 minutes we just watched trailers of movies and made
Yeah.
a list because we always say we want to watch movies, and then we just don't and we forget
Yeah.
what we were watching.
Yeah.
So we just made this like mega list. We're like, okay, so now we have a list to refer to when
But you
we
know what's going to happen is what always happens when you sit down to watch a movie is you spend the next movie length of time just clicking through Netflix thumbnails. You know, yeah, dude, I've done that so many times. I actually sit down to watch a movie and I end up not watching anything. So I just clicked through a billion thumbnails.
It happens. I've done
Yeah,
that before where I go, oh, I'm going to sit down, I'll make a fun dinner, I'll put something on in the background while I work on, something bookish. And then I usually spend about 25 minutes, 30 minutes just trying to find a background movie, which I don't
yeah,
know why is so complicated. And it's usually specific horror. And then I'm sitting there looking. And then if it's too bad, I just boot out, even though I'm not watching it. I'm
right,
watching it. I'm like,
right,
if it's, yeah, it's,
yeah.
it's a
I,
ritual.
I get you, man. I get you.
Yeah.
These are real problems, people,
Yeah.
and we're here to bring them to light. Also, if you will take a moment to notice, I cut my hair yesterday.
Yes, he did.
I think it looks nice. It was time. It was time to clean up a little bit. So happy about that. Brian didn't believe me. He said send a pic or it didn't happen. I figured this would be better than a pic. So
Brian.
yeah, who I guess he's coming on again next week by popular demand. So what is it? The 19th? We're recording with him again. So that'll be fun.
I don't know the future state, so if it's the 19th, it's the 19th.
I think that's what it is. So you know how we often talk about how we do things for other people. We and we're trying to get out of that habit. We're trying to get out of the habit of constantly giving too much of our creative energy to other people, right? Not that doing things for other people is bad. We very much enjoy doing things for other people. That's why we do it. But Chelsea and I both have over the last couple of years have just been weighed down by our own creative adventures taking kind of like a back seat when it comes to helping other people. So we've tried to limit that a little bit, create some space. Anyways, on that line, people know that we have discussed shuttering Anatolian Press
Mm-hmm.
so that we can focus more on our own ventures. And I think it's right. I think it's time. Anatolian Press has been great for almost 4 years. It's been wonderful. But as I'm talking to the Anatolian Press authors about moving their books over to their own imprints and things like that, because obviously I don't want to just say, okay, Anatolian Press is done and everything's lost.
Bye.
Right, because many small presses do that. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen horror stories of that. My indie press just shut down, and where's my book? How do I get it back? You don't. That sucks. That kind of thing. We're not going to do that, obviously. Like no matter how long it takes, we're going to make sure everybody's solid, and that's just part of caring about other people. But so Bob R.S. Hamilton, I had a call scheduled with him last night to start working on getting all his stuff moved over. And so we're talking, and he's got 2 books in his Evergreen series that are out, and he I didn't know where in the process he was with the 3rd one, but we figured, before it gets published and all that kind of stuff, let's just get everything over that way you can do it on your own imprint later.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Man, I finished the book. I got it edited. It's ready to roll." I was like, "All right, cool, man. Well, let's set up a time and get that published over on your imprint. Then we'll bring the other 2 over." He's like, "Yeah, I figure that's what we're gonna do. Have to do. We're gonna have to do it sometime around September." It's like, "All right, bet." He's like, "I'm really bummed because I knew I wouldn't get it done in time." But have you seen the ads that he and Daniel have been posting? They're going to be at the
Oh,
same,
yeah.
yeah. And I guess this con that they're going to be at has like 42,000 visitors a year, like ridiculous visitors. It's huge. It's the biggest thing in their state, and they both got accepted. They've got tables real close to each other. And he's like, I tried and tried and tried. I just couldn't get that 3rd one done. I was like, well, but you said it's done. He's like, yeah, but it's like July 12th. I don't have time to, set that up and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, we can do this.
Yeah.
We can get this done. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I don't know how to do any of it. I was like, dude, no. I was like, dude, we're getting this done. It's like, you are not going to this gigantic thing with 2 out of 3 books in your trilogy when your 3rd book is done. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting it done. So I spoke with him for quite a bit last night, figuring things out. And I took tomorrow off both my jobs. I called in yesterday. I said, hey, not coming in. Bob, send me everything you've got. This dude is getting published this weekend. We will get you your author copies in 2 weeks. You're getting to that conference with all 3 of your books. And he was thrilled. He's like, that's the best news I've ever had. He was, dude, it was awesome. So all that to say is, the curse of doing things for other people still alive and strong.
Okay.
It will never stop. But the joy of helping other people is just too good. And when he told me where he was, and he's like, I knew I wouldn't get it done in time. I was like, you just said it was done, bro. He's like, yeah, but there's like formatting. And he's like, I don't know how to format. I was like, bro, I'm
Hand it over.
a queen at formatting, dude. Like I can get this done in like 6 hours. Like he's like, oh, how much do you want? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't want anything, dude. Like, this is like, we're getting this done. Let's just freaking roll and get it done.
Exactly. We just getting it done so that he can have the trilogy at the event.
Right.
Like,
That's the only thing that matters. Like, let's just get this in. He's like, oh my gosh. So then he was so excited. He started talking about like getting these twine wraps that he could wrap the trilogy in, because it's kind of a rustic trilogy. And he's like, I'm going to do this and this and this. And he's like, I just didn't think it was going to happen. And so he was super thrilled, and I was stoked. So yeah, I'm off tomorrow, and I'll be formatting and manipulating the covers and getting the EPUB and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna get it up tomorrow.
Oh my God. I'm so happy for him. He's such a good guy.
He's an awesome dude. He is like, man, oh man. And him and Daniel being at the same con together, like,
dude,
if it wasn't such a road trip, I'd go just to like hang out with both of them together.
Where is it located?
Okay, you had to ask, and I get in trouble all the time because I get Ohio and Idaho mixed up all the time. I think it's Ohio.
Yeah,
but
so
I couldn't.
That is such a freaking trip.
Yeah, one has to do with potatoes, and I don't know what the other one has to do with. But yeah, I think it's Ohio, so that's not the potato one. But I could be wrong. But it's too long a trip. It's too long of a trip for me.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That's definitely like, I mean, I want a writer's retreat. Like,
oh, dude, no, it'll happen. It'll happen at some point. Even if it's just, I know, like in our writing group, we have tons of people like overseas and in different countries, and even on different parts of the map on the United States. So it'd be hard to get everybody, but we're going to schedule one, and just whoever can make it. We can do a stream with the others, so everybody's involved. We got to do it. We got to do it.
Yeah, that would be absolute magic. It's just book out a big Airbnb, or like, I guess it would depend on how many people you knew were going to be there. It was just, So it's just one of those things where I'm like, I've dreamed of that. I'm like, I'm not quite sure how much writing will actually be done, but
right. We I tell you what, the way I see it is that it would start very strong in the writing. Everybody would get together, hug,
a lot of confidence there.
Yeah, first time seeing everybody in person. Everybody gets settled in their rooms. We come back down and we start writing, or start talking books and writing. And we have this gigantic, massive, like 4-hour long sesh. Wow. And then the rest of the weekend, there would be no writing. It would just be shenanigans. It would just be shenanigans the rest of the weekend.
We would be like hopping restaurants. We'd have pizza boxes.
Right. It'd be chaos and shenanigans, which again would be great, because I think that it would be super revigorating. Our batteries would be recharged, and it'd just be a lot of fun to see all these people in person that we've known forever.
It'd be so much fun. Yeah, we have to do that one day. We have to, even if it's next year sometime. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna stalk somebody else out that I know has started writing again, and so I'm gonna see if they can get into the Discord, because I think she would be she would fit right in. So
Good, good.
yeah.
I told Bob last night. I was like, because he went through some tragedy
Oh
when he was writing book 2, and never quite got back into the flow. And I understand that, especially if you deal with a tragedy.
yeah.
And so he's now finally at a place where he can start dedicating time to it. And he said that he's kind of doing what I'm doing, where everything else has got to take a back seat so that I can get this thing out that has been bubbling inside me for years.
Yep.
So he's finally at that point. So I pointed him to the Discord, so he's going to join up too. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just such a good place. It's just such a good place. Everybody there's a writer. Everybody there's supportive. We just started a Not Suitable for Work channel, and that has been hilarious. It's like that channel. Like each of the main channels will get like thousands of posts a day, which is just ridiculous. But we just started this new channel, and it just seems like everybody's in there. Like everybody's in the Not Suitable for Work channel.
Dude, I like opened it and I scrolled, and like every other was like an F word meme.
Yeah,
What is happening?
Pretty funny. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm happy. So yeah, if anybody's interested in joining our writers group, feel free. Drop us a line. We'll send you an invite.
I love it. Yes, do it. It's just amazing. So we gotta talk about you, Micah. We gotta.
Oh, me? No, I don't talk about me.
Yeah, we gotta talk about
never.
you.
So,
how are you feeling about that July 1st deadline?
Well, I'll tell you this: it's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming up. I'm still feeling okay with it.
Really? Okay.
I really am. Like, so I'm getting about 4,000 words done a day.
Okay.
I have about 80,000 words left that I need to get done. So what is anybody who does mental math would be able to do this real easily, because there's a 4 and an 8 and a 0 in this. So it should not be hard, but I do not do mental math. So what is 80,000 divided by 4,000?
It's 20 days.
20 days. And I can make it. Wow. I can make it.
Dude, if you can crush it, I'm all in for it. I was sitting there this week and I was thinking to myself, I was like, I'm like, he's just barely hitting the 100K mark. I'm like, I'm worried about Micah. I'm like, I gotta ask about this with Micah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm okay. So, I have in my mind, and these definitely don't track when you read the story, but there is a kind of a 3-act, if you would. It's very, very malleable, very fluid. But the first act is like introduction to the world, introduction to the characters, getting them all together. The end of Act 1 is this giant revelation. Act 2 is the how to resolve. It's the resolve of the which in this case is fleeing and figuring out what's going on. Third act is coming back for revenge. Okay, those are basically the 3 acts. It has taken me 80,000 words to finish Act 1. Okay, so the bulk of the story so far has just been character, which is great, because who doesn't love character development? I mean, that's like when I sit down and read a story, if I can be in these people's world, for 80,000 words,
yes,
like, and just live in the world, like that's what I want, and of course things happen. There's no fluff, but yeah, 80,000 words for Act 1 to get everyone to the capital has been 80,000 words. So I've got another 80,000 words, so 40 and 40 roughly, to do the escape and then do the revenge. Yeah.
I'm okay. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question. Let's say you're looking at your last week and you're like, I need to get some serious writing done. Would you take the week off work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
No, I've already thought of that. So I've got tons of PTO. I'm fine with that. I've got to save a week or so off, because in August we're going to go down to Florida for a week. So I got to save like 40 hours or so to do that, and then the rest I can just get it done. Yep.
That's so exciting. That's yeah. And now you have the character art in process. Yep. So have you seen the sketch?
So I've seen the rough sketch. So the sketch I gave her is very, or the idea I gave her is, there's a lot of linking pieces. There's a lot of pieces to it. So she basically sent me the picture of Iliadara, and I made some comments on that just to make sure that she got that right. And she's like, I'm gonna fill the rest in later. So all I've seen is just Iliadara sitting on the throne,
Yeah.
and that's about it. So I don't even want to share it with you yet, because she's gonna totally change Iliadara. And so once she gives me that change, then I'll show you. And it's
Okay.
it's pretty wild. Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's so the question I have is like you're bringing the story to life. You've given yourself a deadline.
Mhm.
What's your overall impression of the deadline? Are you appreciative of having the deadline, or are you laying it awake at 3 a.m. going, oh my God, I have to get 80,000 words done?
No, I definitely like the deadline, because no, I don't lay awake at night over anything. Right. I try not to. Life's too short. We've all seen the effects of stress, the effects of
Yep.
anxiety. So I don't even allow that to enter my mind. I don't care. But during the day, when I set down, I usually give myself 4 hours a day. We talked about this yesterday. I can usually crank out 4,000 words in 4 hours. So 1,000 words an hour. I give myself 4 hours a day. Chelsea, why were you going to tell me I had a stray hair on?
Because I literally just saw it right when you saw it.
Where'd it come from? Maybe it's not mine. I don't know. Of course, I did just cut my hair, so there probably are some loose threads. Yep, there's probably a loose thread right there. Anyways, so 4,000 words in 4 hours. I always give myself 4 hours, but I give myself a 6 hour window. So every day I go to the coffee shop 6 hours, and hour before I can answer emails, I can do that kind of thing. Hour after, I can go back and kind of clean up what I did. Upload the manuscript to my GPT writing deal, so it knows it. Gemini. I'm using Gemini now. Yeah, Chelsea has switched me over to the dark side. No, but I really do like it, because every time I upload a chapter, it says, okay, I'm now committing this to memory, blah blah blah, and it will spit out a full summary from the prologue all the way to that current chapter of named characters, named titles, locations, geography. It'll basically, I've trained it to do that. So now every time I upload a chapter, it re-indexes everything in the book.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That is awesome. Okay.
I'm pretty stoked for that. But yeah, overall, yeah, I think it's going well. Yes, it's coming up soon. If I'm a couple days late, that's fine. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked for it, because I could really go until August. I don't want to, but I could really
Yeah.
go until August 1st and still be okay.
Yeah. No, I literally was thinking that math through in my head yesterday.
Yeah.
I was doing all that math and I was like, well, what if you pushed it out till August 1st? I'm like,
Yeah.
how would that work for him?
Yeah, it'll still be okay. And granted, all the stuff that's written, I have well over 100,000 words. I've been sitting at like this 80 to 86,000 word mark for a month now. But
Yeah.
that's because as I'm doing it, I'm going back and cleaning it up, because I don't want to have to do a full rewrite before I send it to the editor. Yeah.
No, because there's a mental fatigue you hit once you write the end, and you need space. And so if you're in the mindset going back and cleaning up as you go,
Yeah.
I say do it, especially when you're working on this kind of a deadline.
Yeah.
And you have the energy for it. It's just because I've written a draft before, and then I will leave it for a month, because I'm just like, mentally, I'm like, nope. I'm like, I can't look at it. I can't think about it. I just need to like kind of let it marinate for a little bit.
Right. And that is kind of how they say to do it. That's kind of always been, once you're done, once you write the end, walk away, come back a month later. And I think that's probably great advice. And it's been the advice people have been giving for years. But yeah, like you said, with this deadline, I just don't have I don't have the time for it.
And so I did the same thing with the Dragon of Dread Deep, where I was working as I was editing as I was going, because
Yeah.
I was constantly making notes. I was constantly pointing out things to myself, going, okay, go back, add this, because I knew I had given myself a pretty intense deadline to write and then self-edit and then deliver to an editor. And I was like, oh God.
Right.
And I actually really
Right.
liked it. I think it really depends on the project and your level of comfort with the story itself. Like if you're
Right.
working, I think if you're working with a really And I don't even know. I guess if you're working with a complex, crazy sci-fi time traveling, maybe letting it marinate just because you need that space away to really think about those minute details, maybe whether it's scientific, it's factual, whatever that you're pulling in. But like the story, at least for me, for the standalone, I was very comfortable writing it because one, it was a single POV, which was coming off of multi POV. I was like,
Right.
oh, look at all this room I got, you know? So it's like the Kramer scene in Seinfeld with the lanes. He's like, look at all this room,
Right.
you know?
Right. Right.
So there was a lot to do there. And I had dreamed of the story so long. So for me, it was like I had the story in my head forever. And
Yeah.
it was just a matter of getting it down and like just going for it. But I guess it just depends on the story itself, how comfortable you are with the story, and are you discovery writing it as you go? I think if you
Right.
discovery write it as you go, I definitely recommend letting it marinate.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, but I think if you know, like start, middle, and end going into it, regardless of the plot or genre, it's like I think you can be pretty comfortable doing an edit as you go.
Right. Well, and
Yeah,
and like we talked about a little bit last week, with my outlining style, so much of it's already there. Right.
exactly.
The frame is already there. All
Yeah,
I'm doing is, putting the windows in and putting the siding on and painting it, so
yeah,
that really helps a lot in the discovery process. I've already done that. I've already done the discovery process in my outlining.
yeah.
By the way, not to interrupt, but by the way, did you catch in our writing group that someone else has, well, and actually someone on YouTube also mentioned that they're starting to use it, but someone in the writing group said that they have started to use my outlining process and they loved it and it's great. But they are not going to pay me my $400 that I demand for such a course. Uh,
Uh,
and they said that to my face. It's so good, but I'm not paying you for it. Look, I don't understand. I don't understand it. I'm not giving this information for free. This is not information you can get for free. Maybe I've said it. Yes, I've said it on YouTube, and I've said it in the writing group, and I've told everyone all of the basic steps. But you still have to pay me. I mean, that's
you
just how
still have
life
to pay
works.
me.
Yeah, you still have to pay me.
Focus
Oh,
on this next 20 days.
yeah,
Focus on just
exactly,
getting, yeah, this is
exactly.
the last push,
Right.
and everything else after that, it'll fall into place.
Yeah. Well, and of course, tomorrow I won't be getting anything done because I'll be doing all Bob's stuff. But again, like I said, that's just it had to be done. After he told me all that, I was like, dude, if it's just sitting there, like
Ready?
we're doing this.
Yeah.
You're getting there with all three books.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for him. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
like the proofread I'm doing. Obviously, I'm getting paid for it. So little it's, I'm
Right.
not
Right.
doing it for free. But when she told me her situation and the tight deadline she had, and why. And I was just like, hand it over. I was like, I
Yeah.
will make it work, bro. Am I drowning in my own stuff? Yes. Will I
Always.
do this? Yes.
Always. Yeah.
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 Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to see that for her because it's such a special thing that she's got going on.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
Um.
it's like a horror story for her, dude. I was like,
Really.
yeah, I don't want to
Hmm.
say any details, but it was just like one after the other, things were
Crazy.
going wrong, and now she had a 2 week deadline
Oh my
and
gosh.
130,000
Weeks.
words.
Yeah. I think I have a boogie. I can't tell.
Don't do that, dude. I will spit.
Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm rewatching The Office for the millionth time, but gosh, man, every time I watch it, I'm just like, these characters are so terrible.
Dude,
They're so terrible to each other.
so terrible, so good.
It's so funny. It's
It
so
is crazy. The Jack Krasinski, I think that's his name, Krasinski. What's his first name?
John.
John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You talking about Jim? You talking about the
yeah,
guy who plays
Jim.
Jim? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He is so talented, and it's kind
Oh,
of
dude.
surreal to see him in this like small, like this beginning for
Right.
him because
Right.
I think he started writing and directing some of the later Office episodes.
Did he? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It was either writing or directing or both. If somebody
Yeah.
knows, correct me. But I know he kind of put his hat on in the later episodes, but then to jump into like Jack Ryan, some of the
Right.
military based movies, The Quiet Place, I'm just like,
Right.
you go, bro.
Right. And he's married to Emily Blunt, who's
Hmm.
freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's talented too. Like I've seen some movies. What was that movie she was in with Tom Cruise? Live Die Repeat. Is that what it was? Live Die Repeat.
Possibly. Yeah.
Such a good movie. So good. She was so good in it. Yeah, talented family. Good people. Good
Yeah.
people.
Good people.
John, Emily, y'all need to come over for some burgers, man. I'll cook some burgers for you.
Oh, I want burgers. Okay.
I did them again last night. I made my smash burgers, and the family just, dude, I've got it down to a science. It's so good. It's just so good.
That's illegal, bro. I don't
Yeah,
even want to. You know what? Don't even talk to me about that
it,
because
it's so good.
I love burgers. So
It's so
it's
good.
maybe we'll make those tomorrow. Um,
So off of me, onto you. You know why we're here. Obviously, we're not here for me. No one's here for me. Obviously, everyone's here for.
we're all here for you. We're cheering you on, dude.
Don't
Years in
don't
the
even
making.
don't even play. Don't even play
Don't
games.
even play.
But so you are in the middle of. I think last count was 42 billion projects. But right now, all of those are kind of on hold, right? Because you got stuck. You got stuck with a little bit of somebody else's work that you weren't really expecting, right? You got a manuscript landed on you, or
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
And it was, it was a kind of the same situation like Bob, where it was just, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this work. Everything that went wrong went wrong. This is, I need another eye on this. And I was just like, hand it over.
right. Why not? Yeah, bring it on.
Then it's like I'm in the last 2 weeks of my edits for the Dragon of Dread Deep, and it's just like, gosh. And I don't even know. It's just like you have the main saga. It's the Dragon of Dread Deep. I'm glad to have the Corey project off to line edits.
Awesome.
That is like that was a massive just mental reprieve for me.
Yeah,
Just to be
yeah.
like, it's gone. I can't look at it. I can't think about it. I can't say, what about that one scene?
Right.
It,
It's done. It's done. Yeah,
it's gone. And
yeah.
it's just like it took a little bit of it took some pressure off me. But the helping this person was really important to me. So
Good.
obviously, because you know how we do. We're like,
I
yeah, I got time.
I do know how we do. You've got time, Chelsea. So you might as well just do it. Quit being so effing lazy,
Yeah.
and yeah, just do some work.
Yeah. And the crazy part is so like late last week, was it late last week or maybe the week before? Time is blending together this June.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I signed up for an AI infrastructure and operations certification.
Oh, cool.
So I've wanted to do it since I got the cyber one last year, but getting a new job, and then I dived into just dedicating into my writing projects, and I was just like, I will get back to this. And then I sat down and I was like, I'm doing it now. It's a proctored exam. It's the full 9 yards. And yeah, and then 3 days later I was asked about this, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
When do you take the exam, or have you started studying for it yet?
I've started studying for it. I don't know what Aspen's barking at. She's probably barking at a leaf, to be honest.
Yeah, that could be. That could
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
This is her, I can tell. This is her I'm investigating bark, and I'm really
Yeah.
not committed. And she's probably laying down with her face pressed into the door and just
That's
barking.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
You should tell her that if she's investigating, she
Yeah.
should be quiet,
Yeah.
because yeah,
Not with her.
announcing yourself while you're investigating it kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, no, not with her. She's oh my gosh, she killed me the other day. Okay, so we've had obviously elk in the area. We've got mama elks, and you kind of stay out of the way when mama elks are in
Oh, yeah.
they're in their protective phase, right? Because they got their younglings, and they snuck up to the backside of the yard. We didn't even hear them. Obviously they're like the size of a horse,
They're
so
so
we
big.
didn't. Yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah.
But we didn't hear them, and there's just giant mama elk like 1.5 feet from the fence line, and Aspen takes off and
Ooh.
just like charges, and this mama elk is just like, what?
Right. What do you? Yeah, yeah.
She didn't
What
even
are you
flinch.
gonna do? Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And it's like this fence is separating, and I'm just like, and Aspen is like, she's a smaller golden. She's not
yeah,
really bulky for a golden.
yeah,
We always call her our little golden, you know? Like she's just like she's a comfort one. She's so
yeah,
tiny.
yeah,
So, but I was like running barefoot. I was like, come on, Aspen, come on. Like, get out of
yeah.
her way.
Right.
Like
No, yeah, that, I mean, I don't care what size dog you have. Ain't
yeah.
no dog gonna do nothing against an elk.
No, and it was just like, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't like a full bull or something like that.
Right.
But like when you see, we always joke how small she is, but to see her against a full size mama elk, I was like, you look like the size of a freaking chihuahua right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
girl, turn around. Like,
Yeah. That's
she knows I'm
all.
talking crap about her.
Yeah,
So
she does.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now she's gonna bark just to
Yeah, I was
prove a
all
point.
yeah. I'm like, I love the elk, but you respect their space.
Dude, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and not only that, but you also have had bear in the area. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. You've had bear in the
Yes.
area. Yeah. So,
That beef tank.
dude, that guy was monstrous. He was so big.
And then a week later, we had another one. I think I texted you,
Yeah.
and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my gosh, we just had a bear!" And it was just
Yeah.
like he was so curious, and he was so fascinated by the horse water bin. He was like, "What is this?"
That's
You know.
awesome.
He
That's
was like,
so cool.
he was younger for sure. He was not the beef tank, but he was
Yeah.
super like he was kind of messing around, curious. And we watched him until he kind of skidded off. So it was super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. I love. I was gonna say I love bears. I love wildlife. I love animals. It's
same.
so cool.
Yeah,
So
it's
freaking
so
cool.
cool. I
Yeah,
love it. We haven't had a fox in a while. We'll see a orange fox every now and then.
yeah. Do you guys have chickens or any kind of fowl?
We do not,
You
not
don't?
here.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
No, we don't have the setup for it. We've
yeah.
always thought it'd be really cool, but it's just we don't have the proper setup for it, and we wouldn't want to be in a situation where we set them up for failure. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Like,
right, right. Exactly.
yeah. So, but we always love it because it would be super cool to have our own eggs. So,
Oh yeah, that was the one thing I loved down at the property down there was we had 13 hens and a rooster. My daughter named the rooster Cluck Norris, which I thought was great. I thought it was so good.
so
Uh,
clever.
so clever. But dude, that rooster, and it was so fun to watch them. But that rooster was so cool, and I guess that's why the rooster's there. Uh, but every time a hawk would fly by, like he would see the shadow, and he would like put his wings out, and he would like get all the girls in the like. It was awesome. Like it was so cool to watch him protect all the other girls. And like
Whoa!
one time a snake got into the hen house, and like we heard it, so we ran out. I brought Bear out. We were out there. Cluck Norris is sitting there standing over the snake. He had pecked it to death. I was like, dude, so
Bro.
that was really cool to see. It was really cool to see how he protected the girls, and like it was a lot of fun. He I don't know if I told you this. We weren't recording at the time or anything. This was years ago, but he died. He got
Yeah.
a couple coyotes got to him, and
Oh.
yeah, it was really sad too because they got to everybody because Bear and Luca were inside, and the coyotes knew that because Bear, I've sent you pictures. Bear has killed coyotes. He's killed foxes. He nothing in Missouri could or would be able to
Bear's huge.
mess him up. Yeah, that's what he's built for. That's literally how he's designed is to fight mountain lions. So, but they were inside, and we heard it all. Ran out. Bear, of course, took out after the coyotes. I wasn't
Yeah.
concerned about him at all. Went in there. All 13 girls and Cluck
Oh,
were gone. It sucked. It sucked
that
real bad.
sucks, dude. That's hard. And that's the thing here is like we just don't have the setup to
Yeah,
make it a successful situation for
yeah,
everybody. I
yeah.
mean, we'd have to build things, we'd have to get all the proper protection,
Right.
obviously the weather, so you have to be considerate of what kind of weather.
So I am not a huge fan of threads.
Same.
You go on it, and it literally is just hate. Like it seems like it's either hate or baiting. Like
Yep.
yeah, that's really the only thing you see is hate or baiting. So I saw this review, and it was ridiculous. The review was a 2-star review out of 5. It was on Amazon. 2-star review out of 5, and it started out saying I really loved this book. This book was well written. The story was great. The characters were awesome. It was a split narrative where half the story took place in like 1943 and half the story took place in 2020.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was like a time traveling thing or if it was generational, or I don't know how it was. But they were saying it was awesome. It was so good. But I can't give it more than 2 stars because the author didn't include COVID in the 2020 segments. So this was a 5-star review for this person, but they knocked it down to 2 stars because the author didn't include the 2020. And here, I can't remember exactly what it was. I wish I would have screenshotted it, but they said when I was reading the parts about families out playing in the park and about people at the grocery stores, no one was wearing a mask, no one was social distancing, and that was just too unbelievable. And it even said something like shame on the author for not taking that into consideration.
What
Okay,
the heck?
the book was written in 2019. So this person, are you getting this? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
I am.
The book was written before COVID, and this person in 2025 gave them a 2-star review, even though it was a 5-star review, knocked it down to 2-star review because a book that was written before didn't include.
What are they going to do about future books?
Right,
Futuristic sci-fi books that are like, this is 100 years in the future when they
right,
don't reference good.
right. I kind of lost a little faith in humanity. I've already
Yeah.
lost much faith in humanity. I don't have much anymore, but I lost a little more when I read that. I was like, I just couldn't believe it. Unbelievable.
That's so sad, to
Yeah,
be honest, to be such a, I don't even know, analytical, or maybe I I'm assuming so intensely involved with the real life events, which, everybody has a right to what they want to pay attention to and things like that. But to be so involved in that you can't separate yourself and just enjoy a book.
right. The word you're looking for is Chelsea. That's the word you're looking for is.
I was trying to be respectful,
Yeah,
Micah.
yeah. Don't you don't have to be respectful because I can just believe it. So don't worry about being respectful. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. So the other one I found on Threads was and I won't say too much because people will probably be able to piece it together. I don't want to do that because I don't want to get involved. But an author basically stated that they were thinking about writing this certain book with this certain theme, and people were coming back and saying, "Oh, that's you have your sensitivity police and all that, coming and saying, oh, that's you can't do that, you can't do that, you haven't lived that life, you can't." Again, going back to the beginning of time with books, you don't have to have lived a life to write the book. You
Right.
don't. You write the book. Anyways, so she got railed for that. It went viral, and she's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." She started making apologies for thinking about writing a book about this. And then people were like, "Oh, your apology means nothing. You were so
Whoa!
insensitive. You were so insensitive to even think that." And so then then she started apologizing to certain groups of people, and then everyone who posted, "I don't accept your apology," she posted a apology to that person. And so you go to her threads, and it is post after post after post of apologies.
Oh
And
my god.
yeah, it
What
it
are we, people?
it it, it
Jeez.
sickened me. It made me so sick. Like I couldn't believe it. Like that's where we're at. Is you can't even think about writing a book about a certain topic because it may be insensitive.
Mhm. It's
And
sad to me.
then you spend weeks posting apologies.
And those people, and I hate to say it, but man, there's a lot of those people that just jump on the mob mentality in order
Right.
to attack somebody so they feel they have their 4 seconds of heroism where
Right.
they think they're being cool, or maybe they're just trying to be hateful.
Well, I think
Uh,
it's both. I think half of it's hateful and half of it's virtue signaling. Half of
yeah,
it is
yeah,
just
yeah.
like you
Good
said.
terms. Good
Yeah,
terms.
yeah.
Yeah.
Half of it, like you said, just getting that 4 seconds of virtue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And their statement of saying your apology means nothing is coming from a let me stick my hand in the cookie jar and see what I pull out and throw at the wall.
Right.
It's not it's so hateful to say that to somebody who to her she was I mean, and again, I don't know the situation very well because I'm just going off what you told me, but like to her, she was just putting her thoughts out there and then got attacked and then tried to clean up and say, listen, whoa, I didn't mean to like offend anybody. Like I was just throwing thoughts out there.
Right. It should have
And
stopped there. It should have stopped there.
yeah. And then
It should have been
to
it. Yeah.
have these people continue to rail her and be hateful. What are we, man? Like humanity, take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Like, what is writing but creating worlds that we can escape into, relate to, learn lessons from, that we can connect people from all over the world. That's what the
Right.
power of storytelling is. It's
Right.
like from the start of time we've been telling stories.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what they were doing thousands of years ago, if they were railing other people for making up crazy thoughts and going, I'm going to write about this dragon.
Right.
Well,
Right.
it's not real.
Right.
It's
Well,
like,
and so many of the people were saying that you are not that person, and they're talking about a group of people or whatever, but you are not this, so you can't write this. My guy. So you're saying that if you're not a police officer, you can't write about being a police officer?
okay, so this is like, okay, so this reminds me, there was, I'm sure it's ongoing, but it kind of reminds me of the male versus female writers,
Yeah.
where there are a select subgroup of writers out there that say if you are a female, you should only be writing girl characters. If you are a male, you should only be writing dude characters. And like you don't have the right to write the other sex and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, like
Right.
I have found myself in those threads before, and this was way a minute ago. I think it was on Facebook, but
Yeah.
I was appalled. I was like, where in our right mind have we started dictating what people can and cannot write?
Right. But
Like,
it's not only sex. It's occupation. It's sexual
yeah,
preference. It's race. It's everything. What? I can't
that's like
even wrap my head around the concepts they're trying. What do you believe in? What
that.
is what is leading this? I don't understand.
Well, so it's so weird because you say, oh, it's, people are saying you can't do that because you've not experienced it. How do you tell fantasy writers that? I mean, honestly,
Well, how
like
do you tell our romance authors in the writing
romance,
group?
fantasy,
How do, how, do-
exactly.
how do you tell? Okay, so you're not a Hispanic female dating a basketball player, but you're
Who's a
telling that
millionaire?
story, right?
Yeah,
You're telling that story, but you haven't lived that, so you can't tell that story.
exactly.
What?
Exactly.
You
Well,
wrote the little piggy children's book. Chelsea, you are not a little chicken. How, how can you write that story if you're not a little chicken?
exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have a baby dragon that you rescued in the back of the forest, so you can't be a dragon rider.
Right, right.
It's
Or
like,
you're
what?
you're not a detective in the 1920s. How can you write a
Yeah.
detective story? No, it's unbelievable to me. It blows my mind. But these people were swarming her,
Oh,
and
that's so
but
sad.
so that part was sad, and then the part where she just kept apologizing. To feel compelled to apologize for
Mhm.
something that you have no reason to apologize for is just vile. I hate
Uh-huh.
it.
And I know. I'm gonna speak up for the 1%. I know there are people who write insensitive things,
Sure.
without doing their research, or whether it's occupation, sex, or whatever. We have those memes. There are plenty of memes out there when it's like a guy writing a female character, or a female character, or a female writer writing a male character. There's plenty of those memes out there for every type of subtopic, genre, whatever you can think of. Um, but in this case, it's you got to be careful with attacking people who are just wanting to throw ideas out there because they want to believe the best in humanity. They want to
Well, and
believe that they're
that was
posting
her
for fun.
thing. That was her
Yeah.
thing. She was like, I want to take, and so even this girl was getting a little too into the politics for me, because
Oh,
she wanted to write this thing from the side of this certain group who was being persecuted by some other group, and to show the persecution and to show how people need to grow and whatever. So even that's getting a little too political for me, but whatever, do your thing. But they were saying that because she has not lived this group's life, she cannot write this. So
wow.
all she said was, what do you think about doing a story like this, so that we can show, how
At an
bad this
intimate
is.
level, right? At a
Right,
character
right.
relatable, intimate level.
Yeah. So all she
Yeah.
was doing was throwing out ideas, and her intentions, while a bit political for me, were
Mhm.
still pure. Right, her intentions were still pure. What do you think about this? She hadn't written anything. She hadn't started the project. She's like, I'm just thinking about this, and then the whole thing just snowballed, and it just
And nobody knows her backstory. She could have been like, I know somebody with this, or I am in contact with
easily.
somebody who can talk to me about this stuff.
Right,
Like she has resources for that,
right,
but instead of anybody asking questions, we went off the bandwagon, like the freaking rails of the crazy train, and
right,
attacked her instead
right.
of asking questions, which to me, that is just so with humanity. I'm like, come on, people, like ask a question instead of jumping to conclusions. Like, don't assume the worst in people.
Right.
Like, I know it's easy to do in this state of the world, but
Yeah.
it's like we need to remember that we're all people.
Right,
Like,
right.
wow, that's a
And
crazy concept.
it all comes down to the fact that this is fiction.
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
fiction.
Yeah,
You can't. So yeah, like we said, you can't write a police officer if you're not a police officer. You can't write an astronaut if you're not an astronaut. You can't write an athlete if you're not an athlete. You can't write a person with a different um, sexual orientation if you're not that sort of sexual orientation.
yeah.
Hello, that would cancel all the books right now.
Every
If
single
that
book
was
on
the
the
case.
planet,
If that was the case,
basically.
right? So get a freaking grip, dude. Like, I just
Yeah, if
sorry, I
it's
went off the rails on that. I just yeah,
if it's fiction, it's like everybody like hold up, chill. Like,
right,
I mean, I know if it's James Frey, saying a memoir and real story, but I get
right,
that.
right,
you
right.
know?
But yeah. So that wasn't even planned, right? Well, of course, none of this has been planned. But I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to go off the rails there. I just those are two things that I saw this week on Threads. I was just like, this is why I don't get on Threads.
I haven't, I did not take the journey down threads this week because I've been so busy.
Yeah,
But I thought about it last night. I was like, oh, maybe I should. And then I was like, no, decompress, put the phone
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Like, you'll be
It's
up
it's
all night.
yeah. It's good you didn't. It's good you didn't.
Yeah, that's so sad to me. That's just, gosh. Yeah, it is really frustrating because I think so. I got on Threads last week and it's exactly what you were saying, where it was just like, it felt like everything I saw was let me start a war about somebody I won't name, but everybody knows.
Right. Oh,
And I was like, what? Who? Huh?
yeah,
you know
yeah.
and then there's the nobody sees me, and then they have the most popular post on the planet, and
Right.
it's
Yeah, I saw one that says, "Hey, I'm feeling a little down today. Can everybody just post a fun picture to cheer me up?" And everyone was like, "No." This, you're obviously baiting just to get a viral thread. Like, I don't understand the quest for going viral on Threads. I don't understand it.
I don't understand either. And if there's anybody who watches this who is the master of threads or is much more active on it, I would like to hear your thoughts on it, because threads is kind of like the Twitter sibling, but nobody talks about Twitter anymore. It's like the black sheep of the family,
Right.
or X, or whatever it's called now. But I'm kind of curious what the intent is, because every social media platform is for connection and networking, and building a community base. So what about threads is unique and stands out? I guess that's my big question.
Well, and also, why is Threads so full of vitriol? Like, why is it so
Yes.
so full of arguments and hate? And I
Hmm.
just it seems like that more than any other platform is just full of conflict.
Especially lately, I feel like I've looked at Threads a bit more in the last few weeks, especially with the interview, the special interview we did.
Yeah.
But ever since then, I feel like it's just been a hodgepodge of like hate, spewing insults, like, people trying to form these cliques of
Right.
we all hate the same person, so let's
Right.
cancel them or talk crap,
Canceling.
but without saying their name because
Yeah.
we all
Never say the name, because then you have to engage to find out the name.
yeah, because I'm like, it happened last week. There was something I saw, and I looked at it, and it was like this. I don't even remember the count or anything like that. I just remember it was like this. Well, I can't believe this happened. I'm going to be canceling everything. Blah blah blah. This person is just vile and stuff like that. And I was like, whoa, what
But
happened?
but they didn't say the name.
Every freaking comment, nobody said the name. I
Exactly.
looked, man. I looked, and I was like, what is happening? And the crazy part is somebody did mention a bit of the scenario at hand, and the scenario was like as small as like somebody ate the last cookie.
Right.
Like, it was so like pitiful. I
Right.
was like, you guys are blowing up over this when it's already been resolved. And it was basically like, I was gonna drink the last of this and you drank the last of it instead, and now I'm upset, and now I'm gonna
Right.
just like spew your name all over the freaking internet. Like,
Well, no,
what?
you're not gonna spew my name. You're gonna spew what I did, so
Exactly.
that everyone else has to engage to figure out the name.
And I still don't know who it was.
Right. Right. Exactly. It's so stupid, man. It just like, oh, I don't understand. Why am I in this? Why am I in this sphere? I just want to write books. I just want to tell stories. Like, why is all of this necessary?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a crazy question for you. Have
Oh, I
you?
love. No, hold on. Let me prepare. I love crazy questions. Hold on. Let me make sure I don't have any boogies. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Let's freaking hear it, dude.
Have you planned for book 2 yet?
Good question. Good question, Chelsea. And I'll tell you. I'll tell you. No, I have not. No, no, I have basic ideas, and my outlining like I do. I have outlined the first few chapters because I needed those chapters outlined to kind of finish book 1, right?
I get it.
But no, I don't. I do know where the end goal is. Right? She's the Queen of Sorrows. She has 3 sorrows, 3 books. So I do know where the end goal is, but I don't have much fleshed out for book 2 yet.
Do you know the absolute end of the trilogy?
Yes, I do. I actually know the sentence that finishes it.
Oh, WTF, bro.
Yeah. It actually, you know what? Since it's going to be so far in the future, I'll share it now.
Oh, please do.
The end.
Oh, F you, bro.
What, Chelsea? What? That's how it ends.
I was like, dude, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end.
That was effed, dude. That
Darn
was
right.
so effed. Oh my god. Because I wonder, like, it has to be interesting to know the end of a story. Like, no matter how many books you have in a series or whatever, to have the end and then to be able to like flesh the books out around that end in
Yeah.
preparation. Because I have done a lot of soul searching in this last week with the saga because I'm obviously working on book 5 and
Yeah.
there's 9 books. So I'm officially over that halfway mark. And I know that I need to start framing the stories into what will be a grand finale. And I don't know how the hell it's going to end yet.
Yeah. And
So,
and we've talked about, so last week or 2 weeks ago when Brian was on, we kind of mentioned that you have trouble
yeah.
with a hard ending. You
Yeah.
want to keep things going. And you've talked to me over the last week or so about how much you're struggling with a hard ending.
Yeah.
You just kind of want to, we pretend, we call it cheating. You just kind of want to cheat and still leave room for more. So I get you, especially after nine books, a full saga. How do you put a hard ending on it?
And so, okay, so that's the thing. Like, one, I ordered more notebooks from Amazon.
Nice.
So I got my notebooks yesterday.
Nice.
So I went in and I made a little tab and I dedicated to the Varelian Saga spinoffs, right? Because I have all these ideas and I'm like, I just want an area where I can like put them all down.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact, like Cyrus the Dragon Rider, I know there's a future trilogy with him. Like I've known it for a couple of books now,
Yeah.
just because it's Dragon Riders. It's the Rider Federation is coming back, so I'm like, he's gonna have a much more soft ending, which I'm not worried about. Even Syra to a degree, I'm like, because I know her story doesn't end, given the magnitude of her role that she plays in the rest of the saga and what it means for the future of the Varelian world. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, I know for a fact. I'm like, you're not no hard endings here. You might even come back around, but especially with the future, the standalone ideas that I have in my head. But Morai, I'm like, this guy is like, I'm gonna die over this guy. Like, I'm like, I don't know how he ends.
Yeah.
And that is, I think that's what's crippling me, is just like this weird, he is the heart of the saga. He's always been the heart of the saga.
Yeah.
And I don't know the end of his story. And the crazy part is I'm like, I don't even know the end of if he lives or not,
Sure. Right.
Because it's like, I don't know his story at this last book where I'm like, how does Morai succeed and what does he need?
Yeah.
And so I've really struggled with the ending and trying to figure out, and I think he's holding me up because I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I don't know. So yeah, I've had a moment. And in fact, I sent you the titles for the last books
Yes.
because yeah.
And there was one. I don't know if we can share them, but the feast one. Oh my gosh, that one
Yeah,
just struck me. Like I'm so stoked on that.
I love that title.
Yeah.
That is one of those, like, it rang to me because that is such a dark book.
Yeah.
Morai reaches his lowest, but he meets the Red Goddess.
Cool.
Although there is a massive hang up with that, and so there's a huge situation that unravels, and so there's a lot of dark themes explored in that are gritty, but they're very relatable, and it's just like it just worked. I was like, dang.
So let me ask you, because we know that you are outlining toward the end. You are going into future books and working on your outline. Whose outlining process are you using for that?
I told you I'm using yours.
I just want everybody else to hear that. I just want everybody else to hear that. And now I would like my $400.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm helping you pay your artist. So
All you're doing is being the middle hop. I'm still paying. Talking about paying my artist. I'm paying you. You're paying her. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Don't listen to her. She spews lies.
she spews lies. So
Uh,
okay, dude, I to the left of me, I have one,
to the left.
two,
To the left.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 notebooks stacked up.
That's crazy.
So, and this is like an issue because I don't know where to put the other 3 that I just got yesterday, which I have labeled and titled for all my books because I'm intending on doing a massive, like, even if it's just getting concepts down to be like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen.
Right.
Like book 7's title, which is the sword one, that's named after divine relic
Yeah.
that
Right. Right.
yeah, that is like, I've waited for that one to come back, and I'm like, how? And I'm like, duh. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the title of the book.
Duh, Chelsea. You need to get a filing cabinet. Get
Bro,
you. Yeah.
and these are like thick notebooks, right? Like these are
Yeah.
like they're like the 3 to 5 subject ones.
Those are
And
like
I'm
THICC. You know what I'm saying? They
like,
thick.
yeah.
Yeah. They thick.
They're thick. Yeah, so I'm like,
Get you a filing cabinet, man.
dude,
But like 3D print one, like that's like a dragon or something. You open its mouth and there's the files that go in there. Do something
that's
like
so
that.
badass. That's
Yeah,
so badass, dude.
yeah.
That's so
It can
cool.
happen. It
That's
can be
so
done.
cool. I think so. I want to. Okay, I have this crazy idea where I think I'm gonna pull all my notebooks out and make a stack and send a photo from like the birth of the Verilion Saga to now.
Heck yeah.
Even if those future notebooks aren't like filled out yet, they are labeled and titled for the event.
Yeah.
which I'm going to be working on for the next, I think, few months.
Sure.
I just want to see. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, wow. I'm like, there's so many notebooks dedicated to the saga. And I'm like, I wonder how many I have now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'd love to see it.
especially,
I'd love to see it.
yeah, the spin-offs and stuff like that, the Query Project, which that notebook is strictly dedicated to the trilogy. I'm like, nobody touched this freaking notebook.
Right.
Yeah, so it's super cool. It's such an intimate process when you realize the planning, the creation, the development, and then putting it on a document or writing it out, right? And then watching it slowly come to life. And
Yeah.
all it did was start with a pen and a paper. And it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like,
or you could just use ChatGPT and just copy and paste. Did you? Okay, one other. I can't remember if I had to with Threads. Right? But so there have been 3 authors so far that have been caught. Did you see this?
I didn't see this one in particular, but it might be in the same vein. So keep going.
So self-published books, right? But from prominent indie authors. So they've made sales. They've got a good following, whatever. 3 books so far have been found where the prompts.
Yep.
Yes, the prompts for the GPT or the whatever you use were in the book. Literally in the book. That means people are not even editing their stuff anymore. They are literally prompting it, copying, pasting it, and going to the next one. They left the prompts in the book.
Is that bad? I mean, dude,
that is unreal.
Did you try? I mean, first off, that means you didn't even review it for consistency. You didn't even review it for grammar.
No.
You didn't even review it if the character names stayed accurate or if like the setting, all of that. Like
you literally Control A, Control C, Control V. That's literally that's how you wrote your book.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, yeah, I saw that, and it actually made the news on a couple of.
Did it really? Wow.
Yeah. So that's how I saw it. It was on Google News, and it was like, AI prompt found in fantasy book, and I was like, WTF,
dude! I'm telling you, here I am sitting writing my book for 20 plus years. And obviously, people who are just now listening. I haven't been actively writing my book. I started it, and then life came, and so now I'm picking it back up. But yeah, so here slaving away 4,000 words a day trying to meet this deadline, and some people are Control C, Control V, writing a book that way.
I mean, don't forget they are also typing in the question of the prompt to continue.
That's true, and they had to write that prompt.
Yeah, I guess I'm curious. This is what blows my mind. I'm curious about the logistics behind that, because how dumb are you? You type in, open with this scene. I'm just throwing things out. Open with this scene and with this character walking, and it delivers. And then you have to go, okay, continue that scene with this and this. So these are automatic prompts that are being placed in there.
Yeah.
Do you copy as you go, or did you just go to the end and then say copy all and just transfer over?
Well, because
regardless, the prompt is right there. How did you miss it?
Right. You have to be doing it one prompt at a time. You have to be, right? There's no way somebody can be so insanely lazy just to literally write a story with prompts and then just take it and put it in there and then go in and maybe, I don't know, do a Control F find replace to get rid of all the prompts, and maybe they missed a couple. I don't know. I don't know if that could work to do it like that, but that's unbelievable to me. Like, dude, you're fully relying on AI to write this. I didn't think we were there. Right. I knew people were using it a little bit or whatever. I did not think we were there where you were literally writing a book with prompts.
Not even removing the prompts.
Right.
When you formatted, you didn't even see that?
Right. Yeah, you had to go through editing. You had to go through formatting. You had to go through.
They did not edit.
Right. They did not edit. Dude, that's a whole different level, man. That's like a whole different level.
I guess that would be like it was like a midnight frenzied rush and you like had a manic episode and you sat there and were like, watch me freaking get a book out before 6 a.m.
But
A
even
book, right?
still, even still, like it just like so there was this there. I saw this author. Is that still a leaf bark?
That is a leaf bark.
Now she's just like smashing her face against the glass.
Yes, dude.
So
Aspen. Oh, now she's like watching.
Yeah.
She might get up. She might pick up a shoe and come up here.
That'd be hilarious. So I saw another one where this author was getting railed for using AI for something, and it was really funny because she was like, "Look, I've written 5 books since February of 24. Blah blah
Holy
blah.
crap!
You can't tell me that I'm not doing work. Blah blah blah." But she was getting in trouble because like she had said that she used AI for something, right? I think it wasn't even for a cover design. It was for like a character art.
Okay.
Right. So she had used maybe what's that one? Midjourney. I think Midjourney, because Midjourney, Amazon and somebody else. I think it's Amazon. Somebody else. I can't remember. Somebody is suing Midjourney. No, it's Disney. Disney and Star Wars. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're suing Midjourney. But anyway, so this author had used Midjourney for character creation, but I guess put it in her book, right? Anyway, she's like, "You can't tell me I'm not an author because I've written 5 books since February of 2024." Well, now the question is,
AI her way through that?
Did you AI? I mean, you're talking. What are we? May of 25, June of 25, 5 books in 14, 15 months.
What are these? Are they thick books?
I didn't look it up, but definitely not THICC books. Definitely not they thick books. Ain't no way. But yeah, 5 books in 15, 16 months.
That's unreal, dude.
Something
It's
might
taken
be
me to.
sus there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's taken everything in me to get the second book out in a year.
Right. Yeah, something might be sus. But again, I will not cast stones. I will not go on threads and start to burn somebody. I'm not going to do that. But
well, also
I did find that
don't say their
interesting.
name either, because remember, we don't say their name.
Right? Yeah, we will not say their name because I want engagement. I want people to engage with us and bring us up in the algorithm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny you brought up that Disney thing, because I was just talking about that last night, because the new AI video creator called Flow, which is done through Google. And so if you have a subscription with Gemini, a pro subscription, like that $20 a month, you have access to Flow.
Okay.
And it's the most advanced AI video creator that is on the market. Like,
is that how people are doing like the news things, and saying some tragedy or something and then saying, "But I'm not real," and saying,
I think those are older because Flow just got dropped.
Okay.
So, but the thing is so I got on TikTok like for the first time in like weeks, like over the weekend, and I was just like, I just needed to decompress, and I was like, I'm just gonna open TikTok because I have some hilarious creators that I follow on there, and I watch people cook food because that's what I do.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm scrolling, and all of a sudden there's this like Star Wars skit with these stormtroopers, and instantly I'm like, well, this has got to be AI, because I'm like, this is
Disney wouldn't do it, so it's got to be AI. Yeah.
And so I'm watching it, and it is effing hilarious. Like, you follow these stormtroopers as they vlog their way through work and life.
That's awesome.
And it is hilarious. It's gone viral on TikTok. There's multiple creators. They have one for Darth Vader, and he'll interact with the same guys. And it's just like, everybody knows who Greg is now. Greg and Jimmy.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
awesome.
It's made with Flow. And that's how the conversation came up last night, was just like, Disney has, I don't know if Disney's spotted that one yet, or if they have, it's just not public yet that they're going to do a lawsuit against them. But obviously, I mean, it's straight Star Wars content.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm sure Disney's going to come after them. But it was funny because I looked at the comments and people were like, "This is the only AI I will settle for." They're
That's
like,
funny.
they were like totally
AI
in support.
yeah, AI is bad everywhere else except right here because this is all.
Everybody was like loving it, and it's like a series on TikTok. Like you
That's crazy.
watch it,
I'm gonna
yeah,
have to go watch it. That's awesome.
yeah. I will totally send you one just so
Yeah,
you can get to the link. But it's just like I I admittedly I have stalked the page and watched just because it is freaking hilarious.
that's
And
awesome.
so yeah, that was one of the it was funny to see there's so much divisiveness with AI and just the world in general over
Right,
just about anything.
right.
And it was the first time in I think a very long time that I got into the comments and everybody was just in unifying agreement that this was the coolest thing that they've seen with AI. And
That's
it was just
awesome.
so fun to see.
Huh.
And yeah, it was just like it was super cool. I was kind of like I know the AI topics kind of all over the place, but it
True.
was fun to see people come together and just be thousands of comments
Yeah.
and just say this is so cool, keep these coming, where's Greg? Like
That's awesome.
yeah, it was
That's
just
cool.
it was so super cool. So
Fun. Yeah, yeah, send me that. I will definitely look at that. Do we want to wrap it?
yeah, and if you stay here, I'm gonna send you a photo of my cover so you can post it.
We did not. I actually had meant to talk about that a few times. You posted that yesterday. You did the reveal, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So I know we're late in the game here,
Yes.
but Chelsea posted her reveal for the Dragon of Dread Deep cover yesterday, and I have to say, I love my cover. I think it it gives
Your
all the
colors.
vibes. Yeah, it gives all the vibes I want. Mine is a classic romance fairy tale with some tragedy, classic fantasy. But goodness gracious, when I saw Chelsea's cover, and her other covers are great. I love those. Fine, I've seen some great covers. I've got a bunch of hardback covers that I just bought just for the cover. This might be the best cover I've ever seen in my life.
Are you
It,
serious?
I'm dead serious. It is so freaking rad. I love it.
Dude.
I love it so much. So I will put a ping. I'll put it up right here so people can see it. Also check her socials out because it'll be on there. But yeah, it is freaking awesome. I love it.
When she sent it to me, I literally started to shake. Like I was trying to type an email back to her and I was like shaking because I was so excited. I
That's
was like, this
awesome.
honestly, it is the coolest cover I've ever seen.
Yeah, it
And
is.
there goes Aspen again.
Yep,
This is her.
yep.
That leaf is coming after her, dude.
Look,
I can
Aspen.
tell. It's an explorative.
Look,
She is not committed.
I still have Aaron Lee's number. I will
Dude, bro.
I will call her and I will get Aspen taken care of if that's what it takes. So I'm not gonna say how. I'm not gonna say how, but we'll make Aspen disappear with the help of Aaron. So um,
Oh god, that is hilarious because I
uh,
still make references about
oh
that.
yeah, oh
So
yeah, yeah.
it's
It
it's
was good.
it's
It
it
was
was
good.
good. It was a
All
good
right,
time.
I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's go. I have been Micah.
I've been Chelsea.
Together we have been not a podcast. We do what we do. Whatever. Let's see. Please like, subscribe, bell, ding, whatever. I don't know. But give us the algorithm stuff because it helps. And until next time, bye.
Bye.